everyone, and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new to my channel, welcome to you. So my lovelies, we're going to be reading for the lovely star sign of Taurus. So Taurus, I'm going to first of all shuffle the chakra cards just to see what energy is blocked around you this week. What have we got for the lovely Taurians? What have we got for Taurus? And we have the sacral and its completion. Quite a deep card, Taurus. And it can have a couple of meanings. The picture shows here someone passing, the completion of a cycle where someone passes away to the other side. So some of you could be dealing with grief at the moment, who have just recently lost a loved one, okay? And completion, going by the word itself and not the artwork on that card, means that you have completed a task, a project that's been hanging over you, so that you can put that and lay that to rest, okay? So however it's going to sit with you. With that card, we have straddling worlds, and it's wandering between the realms. So for those of you who have lost one to the spirit world, then obviously you will be straddling between worlds, because grief is a very hard thing to go through, and it's different for everybody. We can sort of try and, connect with that person who's passed away, and that is the straddling worlds, where you're thinking of them every day. You're going through that sort of grief process, and until it happens to you, it doesn't matter what anybody says until you actually experience it yourself. And I've always said, when you lose a parent, the first parent you lose, okay, then that does obviously leave a void and a hole. It's a weird experience. You'd expect it to sort of hurt in your heart, but it actually hurts in your gut feeling. Well, it did for me, and it sort of leaves a great big negative void. But when you lose your two parents, that is when, again, it's a different level. It sort of helps you in one aspect because you've gone through it by losing one parent, but then when you come to lose your second parent, and then you realise, wow, this is it, this is me on my own, okay? Even though you may be married or in a relationship, but you have to look at it as this, wow, I'm here now, I'm on my own. And it's a hard transition, okay? And it's a hard transition to complete. I don't think you ever complete it. I just think you sort of get to deal with it as the years go on. So straddling worlds, wandering between realms. And this can also mean, obviously, if you haven't lost anybody, it can just mean this is how you're sort of trying to muddle your way through on a day-to-day basis, where you're sort of, trying to detach yourself from the here and now because of pressures or what you have around you. So I'm just going to get the singing bowl, Taurus, okay? I'm still, unfortunately, going to have to working with the little wooden sticks that came, wand that came with these. I have tried it with my original one, but for some reason it doesn't work very well. So we've got to stick with the little wooden instrument. quite a strong tone for you this week. That was singing quite strongly for you. So let's carry on with the reading. I have got a couple of new decks to bring in this week, guys. And just move that there a second. I am going to use the little booklets because there's some little bits of poetry that sort of fit in with these cards, and this was one of the reasons why I purchased them. This is, just grab the deck and show you, Witches, Familiars. Okay, that's the new deck. They're quite dark cards actually, but let's have a look what comes out for you, Taurus. I want to go in for your spirit, your deep conscious spiritual self, how you are feeling. And we have Mischief, and it's the elf. Mischief, and it's the elf. I'm just going to grab the little booklet and have a read at what comes out for you for the elf. Basically says here, lighten up, have a good belly laugh, be the cosmic joker and see humour in all situations. Unleash your inner child, meditate with trees, work with tree law, connect with the tree of life, stop meddling in the affairs of others and be warned someone's up to mischief. So the little poem that comes with this is, elven magic to invoke, darkened mischief is no joke, beguiling, playful, causing harm, elf shot capers cause alarm. I call upon elf to assist me and harness this power, so mote it be. So, as it says, someone could be sort of meddling in the affairs of others or meddling in your affairs, okay? But it's also saying to lighten up, but that's going to be difficult, especially if you've just lost somebody. But it could be a message to say your loved one wouldn't want you to be, you know, upset, and want you to be carrying on with your life and living your life, okay? Let's have a look what the universe wants to bring out. I'm going to bring another new deck out, and this deck, okay, let me just grab the box this came in, and it is a Jane Austen's tarot deck. Quite apt, sticking to the sort of written word, okay, the old writers. So let's just give this deck a shuffle and see what wants to come out with the elf. And we have the 8 of Diamonds. Just going to grab the booklet because being as it's a new deck and these are actually sort of like playing cards more so than tarot cards. The 8 of Diamonds says, 2 people attend to tasks of housework, taking pride in the finer details. So, take pride in the finer details. I want to say repairing things as well. There could be things around the house. There could be things that have sort of broken. Things that you need to look at where repair needs to be put in place. It could be repairing a friendship as well for some of you, okay? Not all of you, but I do feel that is quite prominent for some of you. So let's have a look what your animal spirit card is this week. I feel like some of you could be attending funerals as well. It doesn't have to be family. It could be just like, you know, when people pass away and you've had an association with them, whether that's a work association. So I do feel that some of you could be sort of or even planning, like sort of putting plans into place for your own funeral arrangements. Okay, so we have the alchemical sign of air, and it's the moth. The alchemical sign of air, and it's the moth. Coming out of the dark into the light, feeling very fragile at the minute. There's something around you, Taurus, that is making you feel a little bit vulnerable. But I feel like you're coming from the darkness into the light, so you're sort of transitioning, because we've got completion here. It could have been a hard sort of couple of months that you've had to deal with, or assist in helping with somebody, but you're coming out of this darker period into a more lighter energy. Let's have a look what the fairies want to add on then. And we've got divination, and it reads on here, embrace your powers of divination, which are especially strong right now. You have the ability to see your current situation with crystal clear clarity. So divination, however you want to pronounce it. I feel like it's connecting. Fairies are saying you need to sort of ground yourself and connect with your inner self. Take some time out for you, Taurus, to process what is going on around you, what you've been dealing with. Sort of be at peace with yourself. An acceptance needs to come in around you, Taurus. Let's have a look what your guides, angels and spirits want to bring in. And we've got nature. This is a time to absorb the healing properties that nature has to offer. Your mind, body and soul need nourishment, energy, revitalization and strength. Nature has much to offer, so take this time to connect and spend some quality time outdoors. Just like the fairy picture that came in here, she's sitting outside. So need to connect with nature, need to ground yourself, okay? Nourish your own mind, body and soul. Just feel like some of you have been against the wire of late, taking too much on maybe. I'm just going to get your crystal energy card for this week. And we've got rose quartz. Open up your heart. For those of you who have gone through or going through a grief process, then this is what you need to do. Okay, when we go through grief, we sort of close ourselves off. And you need to open up your heart to accept love, okay, and guidance that may be offered to you. Sometimes we go very within, and the rose quartz card, crystal card, is coming out to you to remind you that you need to open up your heart and let love in. I've got a piece of rose quartz here, okay, this is quite a pale rose quartz. They come in different sort of shades. I've got a bigger one here, it might be a darker one. I'll just grab this, it's quite heavy. That's a darker one, that's a flame, a rose quartz flame. and that's a polished rose quartz, whereas this one is in its raw form. So as you can see, it's a little bit darker. I've actually got one darker than that, as in the colour on that card there. But rose quartz is very good for healing, and it can be sort of open your heart to healing. Okay, if you need something wrong with you, I'm just putting these back. So yeah, you could mean open your heart to healing. Could be feeling wounded, Taurus. Could be feeling wounded. I'm just going to grab the movie book of answers. So what have we got in the movie book of answers for Taurus? Would it be inconvenient? And it's the Philadelphia story, the character of Macaulay, Mike Connor. Would it be inconvenient? Okay, so there's something that you may be having to ponder on. If I did this or asked this, would it be inconvenient to that person? Would it be inconvenient if I said no to a certain situation? So just keep that on the back burner to see how that may fit in for you as well. So I'm just going to finish this reading off with your spirit messages. Okay, so what have we got for Taurus? Taurus. And we have self-sabotage. When you learn to get out of your own way, there will be no stopping you. Most of the time, it's not others who prevent you from achieving your true goals. It's that inner voice that derails those carefully woven plans. So yeah, Spirit is saying no more self-sabotage. Okay, open your heart, allow the healing to come in. Go through whatever process it is with this grief, this loss, this completion. Okay, what's made you feel vulnerable maybe for some of you. So I'm just going to grab this singing bowl again, and we'll just get it sort of resonating to finish off your reading. So my lovely Taurians, I hope you can take something from that message. Don't forget to check out your moon and rising signs. Until next time, you take care of you. Bye then.